Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having a good start to the morning. I really do apologize for the 10-minute delayed start. My YouTube is still acting up. I don't know if you guys could see, but it's asking me if I want to type in anything that I have to sign into the chat. It continues to make me sign out of my YouTube account. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. Let's go ahead and get started and talk about kind of what's pushing up and what's pushing down. Right now, there's been a quick change of direction. Overall, crude oil was showing signs of an uptrend. It began to sell off. It found a support. Look at the MACD. RSI wasn't a clear indication, but overall began to change its overall direction. Right now, it's making higher highs and higher lows, and there it goes. It just pushed up above 57.50, so that means that UWT is pushing up. I made a very small dollar amount on UWT. I actually thought I was getting in at a really bad time. Altogether, I've taken a couple trades during pre-market hours, as you guys can see, a total of 9 orders, and I am down on the day $460, which is a little bit under 0.5% with the dollar amount that I trade with. So I can't say that we're off to a great start, but we're not off to a horrible start either. I was kind of testing the waters. I'm glad that I did not get caught on DWT when there's a huge push up, right? So really happy about that. And then altogether, now it looks like it's a little bit more on the overbought side, overextended. So I'm just going to allow an opportunity to present itself. I don't know if I'm going to kind of go with the flow with crude oil, right? Or try to find the peak of UWT and wait for proper indication. And I'm going to be so selective. If I do choose to go against the overall direction, I'm going to need a solid confirmation of the, of that overall reversal before I try to like buy the dip or anything like that. I'm not going to want to partake in anything like that. So I'm going to set my alert, just, trying to remind myself when something is pushing up, when something is pushing down. And there goes UWT, just absolutely ripping it. And there we go. You guys can see that it's been showing signs of an overall uptrend. Not too sure how you guys feel about this, but let's see. Can you guys see the live stream okay? I forgot to ask. Can you guys see everything okay? Yeah, is that? Are we all good here? Okay, sounds good. First of all, I appreciate you guys' time and your guys' investment in just tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I know it's really early for a lot of people, especially for those in the West Coast, right? So we're looking like we're getting some sign of a pullback. Do you guys see this? It pushed up, it pulled back. We're still above the EMA line. So again, let's be selective. The MACD, there is no confirmation of lower lows or anything like that. So first time here. Awesome. What's going on, man? So welcome to the team. I'm going to follow up with a couple other things. So here we go, /GC. One of the things that I just like to do in the morning, as we try to do every morning, is just set our series of alerts of like what's pushing up, what's pushing down, setting alerts at significant price points to have a better understanding of overall direction. So as you saw right now we're at the middle VWAP, so we don't know if it's going to go up or if it's going to continue to go down. So because of that, I'll just set alerts, and with that, I can kind of just stay up to date with what's pushing up, what's pushing down. Huge sell-off on the overall market, right? This was right around that 6 o'clock time. Huge sell-off right now. It's trying to find a support, trying to reverse back up. /CL just broke below its support. Its EMA line. So watch out for this, but there it goes. Look at that huge and quick push up. Again, this is what I mean by something being extremely bullish. You don't want to just, okay, broke below the EMA line, buy, because then all of a sudden, boom, it just changes its overall direction. You want to be selective, you want to be patient, you want to make sure that the opportunity presents itself, and you want to make sure that that direction is clear. So right now, I'm still not certain that this thing is going to pull back, so that's why I'll just set my alerts here, and I'll wait for lower lows. So what does /GC correlate to? So the ones that I like to focus on is JNUG. So usually, it's not an exact correlation. This is something that I need you to understand. Netflix just broke above its resistance at almost $300. JNUG, when /GC sells off, normally JNUG follows. The inverse is JDST. One of the things that I need you guys to understand is that these are minor ETFs when it comes down to the overall future of /GC. So it's not an exact correlation, but it's something that does, in a sense, have some form of correlation too. So just scalped JDST. Yeah, we have a lot of people. I know that I don't focus a lot on gold, but we have a lot of people that only focus on gold. like JDST, JNUG, NUGT, what is it? DUS, to find your own niche. That's our goal within Learn, Plan, Profit, and within you just being like a friend and a fellow teammate. It's to, for me to be here to spark your interest, but at the end of the day, for you to work towards being self-sufficient in your own niche, right? We have a lot of people that focus on different sectors. We have people that, focus on trading marijuana stocks, right? We have people that have a very slight focus on trading tech, right? It doesn't matter what your focus is. It doesn't matter that, it doesn't mean that you're right and someone else is wrong or vice versa. It just means that we all see value in different ways, and we should be open to that. Like, that should be something that, like, people on YouTube are always, and people in group chats are always so opinionated on what's the right thing and what's the wrong thing to do. All I'm here to empower you to do is to test everything that you are learning. There's nothing wrong with that. To test it, to practice it right now, right? If you're paper trading, if you're simulation trading, so you build your eye for value, so you see with your experience what works for you and what doesn't. But yeah. Alrighty. But we have crude oil showing signs of an uptrend, right? There it goes. Before I joined Learn, Plan, Profit, I made good money on wheat stocks. Now learning how to day trade them properly. Oh, so cool. So I think that's a good question to think a little bit more deep about. So you're saying that I'm trading with $30,000 account, right? Which I'm curious on. Should I limit my shares to 100? I wouldn't say that. Shares are dependent on what's the price per share, right? Because you could buy, let's say that there's a stock that is worth $1,000 per share. That means that you could only buy 30 of it, right? So should you limit yourself to 100, right? Well, it's different because of what you're focusing on, right? I would really limit yourself. I think it's amazing. $30,000 is a huge milestone for a lot of people to save for. And I think that you should be empowered to, you have to understand, you're with training wheels right now, right? You shouldn't be wanting to sprint and run and keep up with everyone else. You should still be focusing on learning. And I would say to ask yourself, what dollar amount based off of percentage that you've experienced in both growth and loss. Think about that, in loss. Watch out for /CL. In loss, think about that. If you're trading with $1,000 and you experience a 10% loss, ask yourself, have you ever experienced that? And what does that correlate on over to with the dollar amount? And will you be okay with that? I think that's a better question. You have to understand what it means to then trade with $1,000 and how that influences based off of percentage growth or percentage loss. And I think with that, you can then have a better understanding of like, okay, well, if I take a very bad trade and it goes completely south and I lose 10%, worst case scenario, then I'll lose $100 and I'm okay with that. Or maybe you're not okay with that. Maybe you're like, okay, well, I want to trade with $500. So just max loss is $50. Again, one of the reminders that I want to have for you is the dollar amount that you're trading with right now is even $30,000. Ask yourself, is that the max that you're ever going to trade with? Possibly not, right? You might be trading with $300,000. Like, that's something to work towards, right? To even trade with $30,000, that's a huge milestone that for me, I crossed last year. And think about maybe our difference in experience. There's no reason for you to rush it. Do you guys see this? Looks like it's trying to pull back. So I'm going to go in very, very lightly. So it's $5 per share. So we'll go with, let's see. Alrighty. Ricky, can you zoom in a little bit more on your chart so those watching? Okay. Oh, I didn't. Sweet. I'm looking at DWT right now, so you should just be able to see your screen, and yeah. But yeah, hopefully this zoom helps a little bit. So the dollar amount that I'm in right now, again, it can give me a lot of cushion to kind of move around, right? So if the volatility begins to pick up, my dollar amount is 3,000 shares times, the $5 is not very much. It's under, 2% of what or under 20% of what I'm trading with, right? So because of that, I feel comfortable with it. So am I the only one on UGADs? Let's check it out. /NG, huge push up, showing signs of a nice consistent uptrend pattern. It's definitely overbought, right? But it's continuing to rally. So I can see why, if you're trying to risk it for the biscuit in that sense of what we try to say, right? Why you're still in it. There's no reason that you shouldn't lock in profits. If you see any indication of a resistance, maybe it's something to take into consideration. But if you don't feel comfortable locking in profits now, then you definitely don't have to. So it looks like I'm gonna have to. I wanted to manage my risk at about $100 for this one. And it looks like crude oil is trying to pick right back up. So crude oil is extremely bullish, and this is why we have to be that much more selective with what we're trading right now. I think it's so cool to see. How something can aggressively, I know, right now I'm taking a loss, and some of you guys might be like, Ricky, you're literally giving $1,000 or $100 away. Yeah, but I know that I can make it back, and right now I'm just trying to get a feel of the market, right, while still managing my risk. And I just think it's so cool to see how something can just continue to rip, right? Just continue to make higher highs and just have such an aggressive uptrend pattern. I think it's so crazy to me how something can be so strong, right? There it goes. We're back in the green. Of course, and Richie, that was not you don't have to lock in profits. I like reminding our team, right, that at any indication of a resistance to not be afraid to lock in profits. You could always make more, but again, you could always give some back. So I just like to keep kind of both ideas in mind. So Ricky, the TradeNet program, is it good to begin with? First of all, I've never used it, right? Second thing I've heard is they allow you to use a lot of leverage, which is borrowed money. And I think that is a horrible position to put yourself in with being a beginner trader. Ask anyone else. I've never used it. I have no experience using that platform. I know that there's he's like a YouTuber, or he started making YouTube videos, maybe just to promote the platform. But at the end of the day, ask someone that's used it and what they think of it. Not someone that's affiliated with it, but just ask someone that's used it and what they think of it. I think that'd be you can get their honest opinion. I just think just ask them what the idea of borrowing money, is that something worth doing? I'm gonna sell here because I am struggling today. All right, so whoa. Oh, there it goes. I almost bought more and I didn't really want to anymore. Some of you guys might be asking, all right, where are we at? 365. Again, slowly chipping away. Some of you guys might be asking, Ricky, why the heck did you not buy more, right? It pulled back and very quickly. That's one of the things. My dollar amount wasn't even that much. It pulled back very quickly. That means that DWT shut up very quickly. I know that we were approaching a previous support level, and I didn't want to buy right as something was potentially about to bounce. That was the only reason, because of the previous pattern. I know that it can continue to sell off, but the thing that I have in mind, and there it goes, it actually just made lower lows, is that I want there to be, more of a clear direction that this thing is actually going to sell off. And there it goes. It's absolutely ripping it. But now I could feel that much more confident. So one of the things that I want to see happen is I wanted to sell off, I wanted to push up and actually begin to be doing the exact opposite of what it was doing here. I want there to be lower lows to get a feel of something that's potentially changing directions. So this is what would like you guys to pay attention to. That because crude oil is so bullish, right? Meaning that it's making higher highs and higher lows. I don't know if it's going to continue to consolidate here and then continue to uptrend. One thing that I want to be certain is that I understand the overall direction. So these like huge drops, those bring a lot of uncertainty. And look how quickly it's recovering. I want there to be a clear direction of something selling off or a clear direction of something pushing up. And in my honest opinion, I don't have that yet with crude oil. Do you guys get that? Like, I don't have that yet with crude oil. It's dropping quickly and then pushing and recovering very quickly. It's dropping quickly and then quickly recovering. And there's a lot of like quick entries and quick exits and trying to identify the best time to get in and the best time to get out, and a lot of opportunity for risk. Easiest way for me to put it. That's how I got caught on this one. That's how I got caught being down $500 on DWT, because I thought that there was a quick change of reversal, and then guess what? It caught a support, so then I had to cut losses. So to have a risk free, I like that. And there's nothing, trust me, if there's some of you guys that are like, well, what the heck is Ricky saying? Like, this makes sense to me. I want to get into DWT right now. There's a clear direction for me. Trust me, like, you do you. I'm just sharing with you why my thought process, why I locked in profits, why I don't feel comfortable holding right now. And we're all trading with a different dollar amount. So our approach with how aggressive we're approaching our positions are completely different. Someone trading with $1,000 is completely different than maybe someone like me trading with $100,000. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, be empowered to be your own person. If you think that this is a good deal and you want to do it, then you go for it. So someone talking about natural gas. Yep. I mean, look at this. Wow, look at this. Consistent uptrend pattern. There's no question about that, right? DGAS, unfortunately, is just down 10% on the day. Wow, crazy. Right, now we're moving into kind of those winter months. So it looks like DGAS is now, DGAS is down below $100 for like the first time this year, I think, right? Oh, no. Okay. Oh yeah, it did its quick recovery. Yeah, but it looks like its overall direction is now changing. So crazy. Oh my goodness. Yep. I remember that super clear. Remember, and then shortly after, for those that have been with us for a while, so Leonardo, you've been with us for a while, but remember that then DGAS had to go through a reverse stock split, and that's what put it at like $50 because it went through a huge reverse stock split. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was at like trading at like $5 or $10. I don't know if you guys remember that. DGAS, the one that right now is trading with $100, the one that was at $210 was once trading at like $5 or $10, and then it went through a 20 or a 1 in 20 reverse stock split, meaning that they divvied up, they reduced the amount of shares available, increased the price, right, 20x, and yeah. What is going on, Eric? What's up? What's up? Did you swing trade it as it dropped that low? No, because the overall, like, there was supposed to be a lot of there's certain seasons that are like really focused on natural gas. Like, natural gas is normally bullish during kind of like the winter months, right? And then it's normally pretty bullish. It has some spikes during the summer months as well due to the consumption of like natural gas and all that stuff. But it did not play out like that this year. And there's so much news on like why natural gas is just, I think because our overall market and how poor it was doing, just really didn't allow natural gas to kind of thrive. Now that things have kind of, in a sense, cooled off, I think it's beginning to pick up. But yeah, my wife hates natural gas. Yeah, I mean, I could see why. A lot of people after that huge, transition, bag held, had a horrible experience with natural gas and never wanted to trade it again. And I understand that. Like, it's that's kind of like me with drip and gush. How many of you guys were with us when I was trading drip and gush, right? Here again, I'm up 63% this month on my real account and up 30% overall. I love that. Brendan, keep it going. Keep showing us up. I like it. I like it. Phil, yeah. And it's just, I just had a really poor experience. Like, I've had really poor experiences with, like, drip. I've had a very poor experience with biotech, bioscience. I never really traded marijuana stocks. I just knew I would have a bad experience with them because they get pumped a lot, and I don't like that. How big was your loss? No, percentage-wise, I think I lost like $2,000, and I was trading with like 20 or 25,000. So it's quite a bit, 10%. That's like me losing $10,000, like now. Like, that's pretty huge, right? I don't know if, I believe it was like 2,000 around there. If I'm not mistaken, it was about 2,000. Ricky, do you think that natural gas will trade over $100 in the winter? I have no idea. I'm not going to tell you something so you can hold you guys and then hope that it recovers. I want you to do your own due diligence, both on the technical and on the fundamental side, and I want you to be the only reason that you become like successful on this trade. If the direction is in your favor and it's continuing to show signs of growth, so if you follow the 180-day chart and there's no break of pattern and you follow with that, and then the continuous news just continues to be in favor of natural gas, then great, you worked for it and it made sense to you. I'm not going to be here to I don't know. At the end of the day, like, no one truly knows what's going to happen because anything can happen. Any news can be released about, like, hey, the consumption of natural gas is actually less than expected, and the overall demand for natural gas or supply, there's a surplus, right? So those are two negatives for natural gas. It's demand and supply, right? And those are two factors, two of the main factors that you want to take into consideration. So, wow. /CL with that dip. Look at that. Woo! Appreciate you guys. /CL selling off. Yep. DW2 push up. I like it. All right. /NG. Oh, do you guys see this? Oh no, catching a support again. Let's see. I'm just gonna set my alerts, right? Set our alerts. I'm gonna set my alert up here. I think it's super cool, right? It built a huge margin, and the more patient that we are, the more margin it has to potentially give back. Potentially, it's still an uptrend pattern. So maybe you don't even want to play DGAS. Maybe you want to wait for it to sell off and just watch it, let it find a support, and then reverse back up. And then you would rather partake in that. Think of like which side you want to take. DGAS is below $100. Yep, pretty crazy, right? I don't know if it's just me. But, like, I'm not a huge fan of what's going on right now. Like, I don't find this to be a super clear direction yet, right? I don't like this really because it's so overbought and it's due for a pullback, but it's so bullish that, like, I just don't want to get caught on the wrong side, especially with DGAS. Like, I hate how big the spread is. I just don't want that, right? And then, look at this. It's just selling off. I don't know if it's just me, but, like, I don't think that there's a super clear setup in my eyes. Sorry, but I love it. It's okay. I like that. But for me, it just doesn't meet kind of like my ideal criteria, right? I'm gonna set my alert here just in case crude oil begins to, find a support here and then begins to push up. So yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying like bah, like you're trying to like be like scary or something. I didn't know that was a ticker. Okay, huge dip. Okay, overall ascending uptrend pattern, pretty solid sell-off. I think this would be interesting for a lot of people that kind of like this consistency aspect. It hasn't found a support, so something to take into consideration that there's no signs of reversal just yet. So quick heads up on that. /CL. Do you guys see what's kind of going on right now? /CL. Do you guys see this? Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, look what's going on. Potential reversal? Maybe, or what? What do you guys think? Natural gas? What's going on here? consolidation. Is it, going to push up? Is it going to push down? Which side are we going? Natural gas just dropped below. But how much lower is it going to go before it finds a support and then reverses back up, right? And is it even worth the trade? Sorry that I keep yawning. Guys, I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm just like jet lagged or what's going on with that, but oh man. It was a struggle waking up today. But I slept like a baby. Did shop. Wow. Okay. And again, like no one ever really knows what's going to happen. I just thought that it was kind of weird that it was consolidating so much. So you kind of get what I mean. That it like normally like consolidated for a little bit and then picks right back up, and you just saw that it like consolidated longer than it normally does, and I just thought that was like interesting. Like it could have been a quick push up or a quick pop down, but the EMA line was almost indicating more signs of a drop, and there it goes. Shopify with a huge drop, very close to the SMA line. I think this is pretty interesting. Look at crude oil right now. So D-gas, wow, D-gas with a quick push up. Okay, watch out for a potential support on natural gas. Please understand that it's extremely bullish. But look at this. We're getting like forms of almost a peak formation, and then it's like beginning to pull back on crude oil. So it might continue to sell off. It might continue to push up. We don't know if we're making lower highs here. Kind of like what is going on. I don't know. Like the direction is not super clear to me. It looks like it was showing signs of a reversal, but then it like found a resistance. So I'm kind of indifferent right now. I'm going to allow something huge to present itself, whether it's, crude oil that's super overbought, or, if there's a more clear, consistent descending pattern on crude oil, I think I'll go from there. So, Ricky, it took me a week to get over Hawaii time lag. Well, I have like had a couple hours to get back into the routine here, because we have all of you guys that spend their time and their mornings, right? You guys choose to invest your mornings with us, and we're really appreciative of that. So can't complain, right? Just have to get up a little bit earlier. Doesn't mean that I can't take a nap right after the stream, which is probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna allow things to kind of maybe cool off. So that sounds good. A nap sounds good. I just got all excited. All right. Here we go. Still selling off. Look at that. Did we not call this? Finding the reversal. Did we not call this? Hit my 1% daily goal. Brennan, you're a beast. I like it. Keep it up. Save some money for the rest of us. Come on. We're out here struggling. I'm down still $300, right? Alrighty. Looks like it's trying to pick right back up, right? Look at that MACD, look at that RSI. We'll see what happens. Crude oil picking right back up. Look at that. Hit 1.7% today. First time I realized what the heck I was doing. Thanks to, appreciate you. Again, super happy for you. Hopefully it just made sense, and hopefully you enjoyed it, right? So even if you do take a loss moving forward, when there's a break of pattern, that you're quick to like, okay, the pattern's no longer relevant, let me cut losses because it makes sense. So I like this new jet lag Ricky. I don't. Funny guy. This /CO with lower highs maybe. Yeah, I can kind of see that, right? Do you guys see this kind of like lower high? Let's see if it follows through with that pattern. We'll kind of see what's going on. There's just I don't know about you guys. I just don't like this. I don't like this inconsistency kind of aspect of it. I just don't like it. It doesn't, it could really just shoot up because it's been so bullish. It could pull back if it just wants to. And yeah, because of that, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna take my nap. I think we're at that 30-minute mark. There we go, guys. We're at that 30-minute mark. I apologize for almost closing it out exactly at 30 minutes. But we talked about natural gas, it being extremely bullish, almost, finding a reversal. We called it out almost perfectly, right? Being extremely picky, being extremely selective. We call this out of being, we don't know which side it's going to be going. So we just got the alert that gold is selling off. So is the market beginning to recover? No. Oh, that's weird. But here he goes, right? We don't know if this thing's going to continue to push up or continue to push down. The last thing that I want to leave you with, this is the last thing. Just a reminder, things right now are either extremely bullish or extremely bearish. So what that means is something is either aggressively uptrending or aggressively selling off. Please do not try to be a hero and try to predict when the reversal is going to happen. Allow, not just one confirmation like candle or anything like that, really allow there to be a clear direction. And this is just up to you because we all see direction in a different way. Allow there to be a clear direction of what it is that you are focusing on and just allow the opportunity to present itself. Now more than ever before, due to this inconsistency, there is no reason for you to take a trade if it doesn't meet all your criteria. Be empowered to say no. Be empowered to not take trades. Be empowered to not take a trade throughout the entire day. It's better to not take a trade than to end the day in the red. And even if you do manage your risk and you end up a little bit in the red, kind of like where I'm at right now, I would rather do this and feel comfortable with what it is that I'm doing than not, right? Be selective, be empowered to say no, and allow the opportunity to present itself. So I like that. So Tesla just broke above its resistance. Natural gas showing signs of an uptrend. And crude oil, it was in the very early stages of showing a peak formation. And then guess what? It's so bullish that it picks right back up. So up $300. Oh, Randeep, I like that. Now you have to share that with me because I'm down $365. So again, this is where I'm at as of right now. $412 loss on DWT and $46 loss on UWT. So this is where everything's at right now. Crude oil just pushed up, and we'll kind of see where the day goes. So I'm going to try to take a nap real quick, team, and then hopefully I'll be up and ready to go in just a couple of, maybe like 30 minutes, 45, something like that. But I'll be probably catching up on messages, and then hopefully I just happen to fall asleep. So I wish you guys, again, today's Monday, wish you guys an absolute amazing rest of your week. Let this be the starting point of, setting the tone. Be consistent, be selective, cut losses quickly, be empowered to cut losses. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And make someone smile today. Appreciate you guys' time like always. Let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.